Hey everybody, it's Allie. Happy Thursday, happy day of Thursday. And today we're going bananas. Um not because of anything particular in this video. I actually just finished recording a video. I have been on the hunt for all things banana scented perfumes, lotions, body oils, food. I found some really, really phenomenal stuff, and I just finished recording the video, and I was like, you know what? We're going bananas tonight. We're leaving the bananas up there. So, and I'm going to tell you about my favorite, which is what I've got going on behind me here. How's everybody doing? I saw everybody in the comments, and I was like, all my peeps are in the house tonight. Yeah, Midgie is here. Joni, patiently waiting. Yes. Well, I'm not going to make you wait too long because you know me. If I'm not starting early, then I'm starting on time. I'm not one to wait until start time. I'm like, okay, I'm ready now. I was ready like an hour ago. I was just like counting down the minutes. Actually, I was on TikTok Shop bidding on tie-dye clothes. So what have you been doing for the last hour? Oh, well, I was on TikTok Shop bidding on more tie-dye clothing because you can never have too much tie-dye clothing, and don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay. Double sipping on Venture Pal Hydro Boost. Oh, I don't know what that is. And water, ready for shenanery this evening. Yes, absolutely. Gwen's in the house tonight. And so is Venus. Hey, you. How you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Susan's in the house. Da-da-da-da. Hopped on, like the stream. We'll watch the replay. Have fun, everyone. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. You'll have to let us know how your dog training adventures went last week. You'll have to let us know in the replay. If you're watching the replay, make sure you put replay in the comments. We love the replay crew just as much as we love the crew that's here live. I wish everybody could come hang out with me. So, and if you guys are wondering why the lighting looks a little bit different, I had a migraine this week, so I'm not doing like super de-duper bright lights in my face. I hope that's okay. I hope everybody can understand, you know, if you're somebody that deals with migraines, oh my gosh, it's the worst. I've got a doctor's appointment coming up next week, and I'm going to talk to him about it because it's just, man, I mean, it just knocks me out. Barbara's here. Hello from Wisconsin. Barbara, the cheesehead. I'm just kidding. For those of you who don't know, cheeseheads are what they wear right at the Green Bay Packer games. So, hey, Barbara. Darlene's here. Hello from Virginia. I made another live stream. That's great. I hope everyone is staying cool and hydrated. Where's Early Allie? She's right here. She's right here. I didn't get too crazy with the early because people were disappointed. I have a new work schedule, so it kind of like it allows me earlier in the day. So yeah, but I waited for a little bit later so everybody can come hang out tonight. Joni's in the house. Yeah, I'm gonna catch the beginning. I love that. Hey, Jude. Hey there. I gotta check in with Allie before I walk the dogs. Yeah, well, don't wait too long because those dogs need a walking. I know I was taking care of mine right before I started the live. Yay, Midgie. Happy Thursday. Hey, Patty's here. Well, hello there. Hey there. We got Dreamcatcher 1982. That was a good year. That was an awesome year, 1982. Julie from Central Florida. You'll have to tell me where in Florida. I used to live in Jupiter, Florida. Only Florida people know where that is and that it's a real thing. Hey, Ronnie's here from Arizona. Oh my gosh, we got a full house tonight. Look at all these peeps. Listen, if you guys are here First of all, thank you for coming to hang out with me. I love you. Second of all, don't forget if you have a question, make sure you put some question marks or some QQQ right in front of your question so that I can grab it in the chat. I try really hard to get to everybody's questions, so I want to make sure that if you've got a question that I grab it for you. And also, don't forget to hit the like button. If you've got the chat up, right? Because that's where all the action is. You may have to minimize it to hit the like button. And when you hit the like button, it tells everybody else that we're having a good time and that this is a good live. So if you could hit that like button for me, I will love you forever. Who am I kidding? I will love you forever anyway. Ronnie from Arizona, I'm talking to you. Hey, Ivy's here from PA. All right. Hey, Carolyn here. Carolyn is here. Hello. Hey there. Yay! Midgie says, got approved by Bridge today. Da, 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 da. Almost ran to the pharmacy. Not really, but my first name brand is in the fridge. That is fantastic. You know, I love that. And I have been so excited to see more and more people posting in the support groups. You know, a lot of them are posting their struggles and like denied and reapply and denied. But I love that more and more people are getting approved. I think that they're kind of, you know, moving through the system, moving through the backlog. So I love that. I love that. Darlene says, I know you are on to nanners now, but I'm hooked on marshmallow scent. Well, Darlene, you will be very excited to hear that I have been collecting marshmallow scents for the last 3 months. And I have a massive marshmallow video coming out. I think I'm going to record it this weekend. I was just waiting on my marshmallow shirt to come in that I'm going to wear with the marshmallow video. So yeah, if you're loving marshmallow perfumes, lotions, all the things gourmand, you're going to love that video. So if you're not subscribed to my other channel, FitFlavorFun Uncensored, that's where I do all things not GLP-1 related. That's where the ginormous marshmallow scent review is going to be. And I think that I'm going to be saving a lot of people a lot of money because some of these marshmallow scents, chef's kiss, some of them not worth the money. So Darlene, you're going to love that. You're going to love it. I got my shirt in and I was just like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I've got a bin, you know, like the big bins. What is it? Like, it's not a 50 gallon. It's like a 42 or something. Anyway, it is full of marshmallow stuff. So make sure you stick around for that one. But the next one that's coming out is bananas, because bananas kind of happened like shortly after marshmallow, but marshmallow, there were so many indie fragrances and lotions and stuff that I had to buy. And, you know, they make all of those as they get the orders, right? So you got to wait for it to be made. So anyway, Darlene, I got you covered, so don't you even worry. Even the Old Spice charred marshmallows. Yeah, I just recently got that one. Crazy, because I'm not a big perfume scent person. I've always enjoyed scents, but since I've been on a GLP-1, it's been intensified. And speaking of marshmallows, in my favorites for this week, we've got the Max Mellow. This is a 90 calories per bag, the whole bag. There's 0 sugar. They have collagen and MCT oil. This flavor, I'm trying all the flavors, but currently my obsession is the burnt caramel. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. Where are you, Linda? If you like caramel, if you like marshmallow, you are going to love this. This is a caramel, like, I don't even have the words to describe it. They describe it as burnt caramel, but it's really rich and it's almost gooey, but it's a marshmallow that's very soft and powdery. So it's not like sticky, but it tastes sticky. Does that make sense? I'm not making any sense. I'm trying so hard right now. Listen, I am obsessed. I have already ordered, I've got it linked down in the description box. I've already ordered the 6-pack of just this flavor, and I've only tested 2 flavors so far. That's how good this is. If you like caramel, if you like marshmallows, if you're looking for something 0 sugar, I'm in love. Let me see. I think I was able to save. There are 2 left in this bag, you guys. So this is what they look like. Oh my God. The smell just came out of there, and now I am uber happy. Okay, this is what the marshmallows look like. Okay, soft and squishy, right? Powdery, not sticky. You know how sometimes you get marshmallows and they're like they stick to everything? I don't want that. Okay, I need my marshmallows to be soft and smushy. I don't need them to be sticky. Anyway, these 2 are not going to last until the next shipment comes in. Just so you're aware, just so we're all on the same page. Okay. Da, da, da. Sherry's in the house, getting in my strength training and catching the live. That's awesome. Sherry, are you at the gym? Are you working out at home? Let us know what you're doing. Let us know what's happening. We'll root you on. We will root for you and encourage you on. I put that all together in one thought. My ADD brain said, root on for Sherry. There we go. We're going to put that on a shirt for you, Sherry. Don't you worry. Hey, Lish is back in town from Mexico, begrudgingly. I know. Isn't that the worst? When you come back from vacation and you just feel like you were meant to be in that place. And then you come back and it's like your house, your chores, your job. It's like, whose idea was this anyway? We should have just stayed wherever you were, right? Mexico. Anyway, let me know. Did you bring back any souvenirs? Did you get anything while you were there? Let me know. Shonda's in the house. Well, hello there. Hello. Coop is in the house. 2 weeks on Corgi. We're just calling it Corgi now. And still craving milk bones and kibble. Coop, I was trying to read this as seriously as possible. Then I screwed up the Corglutide, and then it was all downhill from there. You crack me up. So if you guys are wondering what Coop is talking about, I am currently testing out Corglutide, which is linked down in the description box. This is a peptide supplement that you can get on Amazon. Right now, Amazon has the best price, just in case you guys were wondering. I'm going to keep monitoring that as the month goes on. Anyway, I just completed my first week. I don't want to ruin it for you. I'm just going to say I'm impressed. I'm interested to see how the rest of this month goes. So I just finished the last video update today because I weighed myself this morning. So that video update will be coming out. It's likely going to be Monday's video. But yeah. And yes, I just called it Corgi in the video. That's too funny. Coop, you crack me up. Cracking me up. Shonda says, yes, they are so bad, migraines. Oh my gosh, the worst. I get the kind, I get like the cluster where it feels like you're being stabbed like right behind your eye with an ice pick. Oh my gosh, awful. And like you can't do lights or sounds. Like everybody has to be quiet. Even the dogs. They know when I say mommy doesn't feel good, everybody just goes to lay down. They're like, okay, all right, we're all going to be living in the dark all day. I don't turn any lights on, nothing. I wear sunglasses. Like if I have to go cook something, it's a hot mess. I don't wish migraines on anybody's worst enemy. They are the worst. Hello, Gahakos. Ali Mali Wally Bally. Hey, I like that. I like that. I need that on a shirt. I think that should be my new nickname. I like it. Sign me up. Charlene is here. Hey there. Good evening. Good evening. Is this the place that I can get the names and costs of meds all in one place? I do appreciate you all for doing this. So, get the names and costs of meds all in one place? Oh, is there a place? I said, is this the place? This is the place. It's funny that you mentioned that because I'm considering making like a GLP-1 resources video. So it's going to be challenging to get the costs of everything all in one place, right? Because each company, like their prices are going to be changing and evolving. GLP-1 winner or GLP winner, sorry, glpwinner.com is usually the place where you can go compare a lot of prices. Your name brand stuff, for the most part, is all going to be pretty much the same price across the board. Whether you're going with a telehealth company or you're going with, Lilly Direct, right? Assuming that you don't have insurance coverage, or like me, your insurance covers it, but it's still ridiculously expensive and you can't afford it. So yeah, but glpwinner.com can let you compare a lot of different places. And if you're looking for an option as far as affordable compound tirzepatide, semaglutide, NAD, right? Any of those things, I've got it linked in the description box with Gobi Meds, and my code gets you $25 off. So if you're on semaglutide, that makes it less than $99 for the month. You're not going to find that anywhere. For tirzepatide, that's less than $130 a month. You're not going to find that anywhere. So if you're looking for compounded options, Gobi Meds is a great place to start. So definitely check that out. Hey, Dreamcatchers is in the Villages, Florida. Excellent. Excellent. Hey, Genesis is here. Hey there. All the way from Jersey. I love it. I love it. Everybody is always telling me where they're coming to hang out from. We got so many awesome places tonight. Okay. Bonnie says, how does compound actually feel compared to brand? Bonnie, this is a great question. So I actually made a video about this because this is a question that a lot of people have. And there are kind of two groups of people when it comes to feeling the difference between compound and name brand, right? So there's going to be three groups of people. The first group is not going to feel a difference either way. Well, we could get rid of that group. The other two groups are people that do feel a difference. And some of those people, right, group A, if you will, they will feel like compound is better and more effective. And then group B will feel like, right, name brand is better. Where I see the biggest difference here is with side effects. And overwhelmingly, people on compound say that they have fewer side effects, or that their side effects are better managed when it comes to taking the injection, right? And that's because they're getting customized plans, right, through their telehealth companies. They're microdosing, they're split dosing, right? They're working with their doctors to really get the most bang out of their buck when it comes to being on a GLP-1, whereas name brand is a much more rigid structure, right? Your doctor prescribes it. It is what it is. Even if you're paying out of pocket, right, with Lilly Direct, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room there. So yeah, so it really depends on you as an individual, first and foremost, because right, there's that group that doesn't feel any difference at all. And then it also depends on what kind of side effects you're having and your doctor's plan, right? So great question. Now, going back to my personal experience, I feel the same on both. I like compound better as far as ease of use. Um, I like not using an auto injector pen, which is how I started out when I started back in 2023. Um, the auto injector pen, it hurts when you do the injection. I do injections with syringes now. I don't even feel it. Like, I've got it down to a science. I've been doing this so long. So, yeah. But as far as, feeling a difference, it feels about the same to me, and same amount of weight loss either way. So there's not really a huge difference as far as results. It's really more about how you feel. Hey, Sarah's here. Hello. Okay, Kiki's got a question. Hello. What do you do if your electricity goes out for a long time? On Sunday, I lost power for several hours, and I have about 3 months of pens. More than 28 days can sit out. This is a really great question. And I live in a region where we get really bad storms and power goes out often. So I would say it depends on how bad the storm is, right? So for me, I know, based off of the experience of, living where I have for a few years now, that the storm is going to be bad, the power is going to go out, and within 12 hours, we're going to have power back, right? As long as it's not like hurricane or tornado or something like that, we're going to get our power back. So we're going to be okay. Now, if it was going to be longer than that, one thing that I have done is I have researched through my panic about this exact situation, and I know which family members or friends locally who have a generator on hand so that they can keep their refrigerator going. I've considered getting a generator, but I don't know. I haven't decided either way. So if it was me, I would take all of my medications, right? If it was going to be more than, a day. If it's going to be less than 12 hours, I just don't open the fridge. What I do is I put like a little masking tape on the door just to remind me, like, don't open the fridge. And then we just don't open the fridge. Not for anything. We don't open the freezer, nothing, because every time you open that door, right, you're letting all the cold air out. So, yeah, so it just depends on the time frame. Now, having said that, if it was going to be significantly longer, if it was going to be like days that you were going to be without power, if it was, you don't have anybody locally that's got a generator, then I would consider traveling to somebody's house. Like, I have the closest family member that I have, aside from the ones that are close that have the generator, is about 5 hours away. And I can tell you that with the stash that I have accumulated, I would 1,000,000% be packing it up in a cooler, and I would be driving 6 hours to that family member's house. No question, because it's a lot, right? This medication is expensive. So it just depends on what's available to you as far as resources go. I know that there are some people that, they've been able to work out deals like with local facilities that have generators and power, and they will refrigerate your medication. I don't really want to put my medication in somebody else's like business fridge, right? Like, I kind of draw the line there. I'd rather drive 6 hours to a family member's house and be like, okay, I guess I'm staying here for a little while. Here's all my meds. Make sure you've got room in the fridge. So, yeah, great question. It gets a little bit tricky. It just depends on what resources are available to you. But yeah, Kiki, great question. Hey, Holly from Phoenix. We got 2 in from Arizona tonight. Awesome. Miss H from Georgia. Hey, I used to live in Georgia. Where you from in Georgia? What you talking about? Are you in the ATL? Do you call it Hotlanta, or Are you of the mindset where we don't say Hot Lanta? Let me know, Miss H. I love when they have those debates on the radio. They're like, we're going to call it Hot Atlanta this year. And then people are like, no. Anyway, you have to be from Georgia to understand. Hey, Carla's here. Hey there. Happy Friday, Junior. Yes, absolutely. JC's in the house. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Listen, I am so excited to be your favorite GLP-1 channel because you are my favorite GLP-1 person. So this is awesome. What we got going on here? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. What was that commercial? It's like, I'm loving it. What is that? McDonald's? I think I might be quoting McDonald's. This is how ingrained, right? It gets in your head. Hey, Jen so foxy. Jen is here from Houston. Houston, we've got a problem. But it's not with Jen because she's foxy. Hey, Lynn's here. Hello. Good evening, Flavs. I love it. Sherry says, oh, she's saying congrats for her, for the bridge program. Miss H says, I can't wait for the marshmallow scent review. Oh my gosh. I've got so much stuff. I mean, I just went through and like, you know, all that stuff you see on TikTok shop and it's like marshmallow fluff and marshmallow this and the only thing I didn't really get a whole lot of was like toasted marshmallow. I got a couple of things, but for the most part, I didn't go crazy on that end because I really want like realistic, photorealistic marshmallow. That's what I want. I want to feel like I have just taken a bath in lots of marshmallows. Maybe I should do that one day. Get one of those pools that you can just like inflatable pools and fill it with marshmallows. I feel like that would be a really great YouTube video. Let me know what you think. Midgie says, hey, it's shot day. However, not even one needle in packaging, right? More coming from Amazon. Nice. You did good. I like the 31 gauge. It's a good one. Lost the part. Hello. Well, hello there. Midgie likes bananas. I like bananas too. That's right. Kiki says there's a new Bath and Body Works banana scent. I've been watching all the reviews of it and I haven't decided. I'm going to go smell it first and foremost. I haven't decided what I'm going to do as far as the banana scent at Bath and Body Works goes. Every time I set foot in there, I spend a bunch of money. But I have to go check out the banana because it's getting mixed reviews online. Like some people love, love, love it, and some people hate it. Okay, these are all linked in the description box below. If you're wondering, Allie, what do you smell like today? Well, like bananas. So this is Sand and Fog whipped body butter in banana creamy. This is, I mean, their body butters are just phenomenal. Like the texture, the way they absorb. Oh, it smells so good. Anyway, I review this over in the banana video, so I'm not going to ruin it for you. But this is the body butter. And then for scent, I am wearing for a perfume, I've got Daisy Wild Marc Jacobs in this ridiculous flower top. I talk about that in the video too. Anyway, this is the perfume that I'm wearing. It's like banana leaf. It's banana floral. It's really, really pretty. It smells very expensive. This baddie right here, again, all linked down below. This is photorealistic banana. Okay, this is the Hemp's original, and I love, love, love this. I'm gonna spray right now because it smells so good. It's just like, it's like Banana Runts candy in a bottle that you can wear. It's instant smile on your face. Anyway, I've got that all linked down below for you because, oh my gosh, so good. So, okay. Darlene said, I can't wait for a marshmallow video. I'm definitely subscribed to Uncensored. Yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. We have a lot of fun. I post some silly stuff. Hey, Gertie says, hi all from chilly midwinter, Christchurch. Did I say that right? Christchurch, New Zealand. Oh my goodness. I want to go to New Zealand so bad. That is so awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you're here hanging out with us. Gertie's in the house. Da-da-da-da. From New Zealand. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, side note, there's a company that makes a perfume that's supposed to smell like New Zealand, and I plan on buying it. So, but then I got to go to New Zealand and see if it smells like New Zealand. So maybe we'll have a meetup, Gertie. It'll be fun. All right, JC's busting out with the questions. Before we start questions, I got a new Stanley. And I put all my House of the Dragon stickers on it. I got those from the WB website. Is anybody else watching House of the Dragons? They had me at dragons. Okay. All right. JC says, I'm on MJ, tirzepatide for type 2 diabetes. What is the mechanism of lowering the glucose, eating less and losing weight, or the GIP, GLP content of it? So it's a combination of both, right? So one of the things that the medication does is it's gonna reduce your insulin resistance, and it's gonna even out your blood sugars, right? Now, this is gonna depend on the individual, and it's gonna depend on finding the right dose that works for them. Just from what I've seen in the diabetic support groups, for people, some of them need a much higher dose to get that glucose, right? That blood sugar control. Some people don't, right? So it just depends on the individual. But eating less and losing weight, right? Losing weight specifically is going to make you less insulin resistant, right? Point blank. Then eating less, right? Depending on what you're eating, right? The quality of the nutrition makes a difference, especially as a type 2 diabetic. But yeah, it's kind of like all of the factors play together. So great question. I can always count on JC to bust it out with the really good questions. Okay. Charlene says, good evening from Calico Rock, Arkansas. Is there a place I can get a list of all GLP-1s with cost? Oh yeah. Okay. I think we were mentioning this earlier. Yeah. glpwinner.com. I tried to get on the bridge, but I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, even though my weight came first. So do you have any options that are covered by your, I don't know what's covered by Medicare. I know specifically for the bridge program, it's just for weight loss, right? I'm hoping they'll expand it, right? As it kind of goes on and becomes more successful. But yeah, it's just one of those things. All right, lost the part. What do you do with extra GLP-1 meds when your dosage gets changed? You save it. So first and foremost, if you have any of the auto injector pens, okay, that's including the quick pen, you're going to save it. The expiration date on those, you want to make sure that, right, you are checking those and keeping up with those. You don't want them to expire, but the expiration date on those is going to be significantly longer than for, say, if you were doing compound. Now, if you're doing compound and your dosage changes, then you'll want to talk to your doctor about adjusting the units to account for the dosage so that you're using up what you have. So let's say you get a 3-month supply and you switch from 5 milligrams to 7.5, right? I'm just throwing out numbers. So you'll want to talk to your doctor and say, hey, I've got such and such amount of medication left. How many units do I need to do? Or if you're savvy, you can use a peptide calculator. if you're going to go the route of a peptide calculator or something like ChatGPT to figure out your dosing in units for compound, I highly, highly recommend you use multiple sources to double check. Okay. We did have a run there for a while in the support groups where people were using ChatGPT and it was giving them incorrect information. So, whatever method you want to use, of course, you can always, talk to your doctor. That's your best option. But if you want to go with a peptide calculator or something like that, then you can say, hey, how many units from such and such, and you use up what you have essentially as you go along, because the compound medication does not last as long as the name brand in a pen. So always got to be rolling through the inventory. If you know anybody in logistics, they know about inventory. Rotating inventory. Hey, Paul's here. Hey there. Hi, Allie. Well, hello. I've lost 90 pounds on Zep. That's awesome. Currently on third month of maintenance, titrated down to 7.5 every week. I've been using Lilly Direct Whole Journey and Pay It Out of Topic. Maybe change to Foundeo. So, Paul, this is a really great option if you are titrating down and having success. Okay. And here's the thing that I see happening in the Foundeo support groups. There are a lot of people that get up to the mid to high ranges of tirzepatide, right? So like 7.5 and up. And then they switch to Foundeo for maintenance, and then they're not happy with it. They're not happy because they lose the inflammation control. Most of them are gaining anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds, depending on the person, just in inflammation and water weight alone during the transition, right? These are people that are doing the same exercise, the same tracking of calories, right? So they're not doing something wrong. I hate to put it like that, right? But that's kind of how we frame things. So essentially, right, you're switching from tirzepatide and you're switching over to orforglipron. So it's not the same medication. And I always like to drive that point home because people think Foundeo is oral tirzepatide and it's not. And then they're disappointed with the results. So what I tell people to do is, if you're paying out of pocket with Lilly Direct, right? Great. If you can get your doctor to do a prescription for Foundeo and give it a try, and then keep some of your Zepbound on hand, right? So you're not just, switching over, and then if things go haywire and you don't like it, you can't just immediately switch back. See if your doctor will do a prescription for Foundeo. If you can keep coming down in tirzepatide, right, and maintain your weight loss, that can also make it a more affordable option, especially if you decide to go with, a telehealth and a compound pharmacy, right? I mean, you're looking at like using my code for Gobi meds. I mean, you're looking at less than $130 a month for a 3-month supply, depending on what dose you're on. So yeah, I am of the mindset, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you can afford it, if it's not going to be a huge savings for you, right? Because it's important to remember that for some of these pills, specifically talking about Wegovy, like you can actually get semaglutide injections cheaper than you can the Wegovy pill, right? So you want to look at it from a cost perspective, but you also want to be looking at, okay, where am I in my dosing? How am I feeling? Yes, you're in maintenance, but do you feel like you're in a good spot? Do you feel like you have good energy? Are you still having side effects, right? These are all the things that you want to consider. But if you were going to try something, a pill version, I mean, Foundeo would be the way to go. There are more people that switch from tirzepatide to Foundayo that have success in maintenance than there are people who switch from tirzepatide to the Wegovy pill. So just to kind of frame that in perspective for you. Paul says he's always enjoyed my show. Thank you so much. Thank you. I super appreciate you. And if you decide to try Foundayo, please keep us posted. Let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. How's everybody doing? I forgot to get you the flavor for tonight. Please hold. Talk amongst yourselves. Were you talking about my sweatpants? We were like, oh my gosh, it's 90 degrees outside and I can't believe Allie's wearing sweatpants. Well, let me tell you something. I'm on a GLP-1, okay? I'm always in sweatpants. I got so cold earlier. The air conditioner is on full blast so that my dogs can live a comfortable life. Okay, so today's flavor of the loaded tea is called Rage Pop. I love these names. Okay. It is citrus energy base with blue sour and grape. This is a really fantastic grape flavor. Like, I don't even taste the rest of it. It just tastes like grape. It's phenomenal. If you wonder what I'm talking about, it is the Loaded Tea Shop. Everybody, ever since I did the review of the first 20 flavors, they've got even more flavors now, but I've got another 20 that I'm working through. So, anyway, Rage Pop, 10 out of 10. I love it. It just tastes like grape. So I know that there are some people that are like, oh, they want the caffeinated version, but they're like, I'm not sure what that's going to taste like with that combo. Just remember that if you've got a really strong flavor like grape, that baby is going to shine through. So anyway, if you're thinking about trying out a loaded tea, no, it does not taste like tea. This has been my holy grail to meet my water goal. You guys, I just opened this packet yesterday. I have made for myself and my spouse 4 drinks. This is how much powder is still left. Okay? Just to give you a reference. And this is my second one of these. So good. Anyway, Rage Pop for the win. I love these names. Frog Spit, Rage Pop. Okay. JC says, for Max Mellows, if there's 0 sugar, what is the sweetener? Great question. I don't know. Let me answer that question. It is xylitol. And erythritol. Are there any more? Okay. Okay, so yeah, xylitol and erythritol. Those are the sweeteners. But yeah, but here's the dealio. This is for 2 marshmallows, 1 gram of protein. Hey man, how are you reaching your protein goal with marshmallows? Anyway, so here's all the goodies on the back. And like I said, I linked it down below, so if you want to read the full ingredient list, you absolutely can. Contains coconut. Maybe that's why it's so good. Okay. JC, I hope that helps. Hey, Sherry's working out at home. All right. Get your workout on. Do. Working out with Sherry. Get a workout. Yeah. I don't have my resistance band over here. I've got it covered up with perfumes at the moment. Allie, have you been working out at your desk? No, I haven't, because it's all covered up with perfumes that I need to review. Problems. I got problems. Okay. Lynn says, I've been watching your channels, your video, and sending you comments for 26 months now. That's awesome. And I just caught a live tapping in for the first time. Oh my gosh, Lynn, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. How are you doing on your GLP-1 journey? You got to let us know. Gotta let us know. Da, 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 da. Lish says, I lost 1.8 pounds and brought back a broken toe. Still worth it. Oh my gosh. If you guys are just tuning in, we just had a whole bunch of people join. Hello, hit that like button. And Lish was just in Mexico. How did you break your toe? Lish, this is unacceptable. You cannot be breaking my friend. Okay? First of all, I've had a broken toe before. That is the worst. Like the pain. Oh, are you okay? Did you get it treated? Let me know you're all right, Lish. Hang in there. I have migraines since age 8. Oh my gosh, with the aura and sometimes sneak attack. Yes, if you on the way. Absolutely. Okay. Jen, she's so foxy. I had to skip shot this week because of surgery Monday. I was afraid of being starved. It's a legitimate concern. Life is good, though. No problem so far. Even lost 1.5 pounds. Holy cow. That's awesome. Just keep in mind, whenever there's surgery or medical treatment involved, right, there can also be inflammation and water retention. So this is awesome. But if you gain weight, don't panic. Don't worry. Genesis says, I've been on 12.5 mg for almost 9 months and plateaued since April, despite staying consistent and changing things up. Moving up to 15 next week and feeling nervous about side effects. Oh, continued. Hold on. Losing the last 8 to 10 pounds and being at the highest dose, nowhere else to go. Anyone have success after increasing? So, Genesis, you know me, my friend. I don't sugarcoat things for you. I did not lose any additional weight and was in a very similar situation that you're talking about. So moving up to 15, didn't lose any additional weight. I'm not saying that to discourage you. I'm saying that, because we have an honest friendship going on here, right? I tell you my experience and I tell you like it is. Going up in dose, no matter what the dose, doesn't guarantee weight loss. I remember you commenting on another live and we were talking about switching things up and doing all that. So tell me this, if you're comfortable. Do we think that this last 10 pounds is a loose skin thing? Because remember, for many of us, right, we can be carrying anywhere from 8 to 13 pounds of loose skin. So do we think that's it? Let me know what you're thinking. Side note, this is one of the reasons why I'm testing the corglutide. So stay tuned in for that because so far so good. So if you go up to 15, you don't like it, you're having side effects, you need to come back down, don't panic, right? There's other options. Okay. Valerie says, not having luck with Medicare Bridge. My doctor's office continues to not submit proper paperwork, even though I provided authorization forms and how to fill it out, where to send it to. Yeah. I feel for you, Valerie. It may just be time to find a new doctor. One of the things that I'm waiting to hear back on is I'm waiting to hear back to see if Claimable is going to jump in the game with the Medicare Bridge program. Because for those of you who don't know, Claimable is a company, they will do your prior authorizations for you, right? And get things pushed through when insurance pushes back, like they specialize in GLP-1s. And I don't know if they're jumping in on the Medicare bridge game. I hope that they do, because they have an incredibly high success rate. So, Valerie, you may want to give them a call, or shoot them an email and see if that's an option. Like I said, I just sent an email, because this had occurred to me, and I was like, hey, claimable would be really good. I've got a coupon code. They're affordable anyway, but if it is something that they're doing, I mean, that might be a good option for you, because then essentially you just get all your medical stuff together and they submit it for you. So, Ayush! Oh no, I'm late. Well, where have you been? We were just talking about you. And I was like, hey, where is my buddy? I don't know. I'm so glad you're here. Amelia says, hi, everyone. My loaded teas came in. And I finally tried Fun Dip and Cocoa Watermelon. I have to add a lot more water than the recommended amount to enjoy. Yes, they're very strong, but so far they are tasty. That's great. That means that they're going to last you even longer. That's phenomenal. I love that. So tell me, did you like the Fun Dip and the Cocoa Watermelon? Do you like those two? I like Fun Dip. Fun Dip's a good one. Okay. Uh-oh, Midgie. We're gonna skip that one. We don't use that R word, but I'm gonna leave the comment there because the rest of it was helpful for her. Okay. JC says, why is it when I skip a week of TERS, I'm so hungry? Is that an indication I have to stay on this forever, or will the hunger go back up to normal once I'm off it for a while? JC, great question. As always, I would expect nothing less from you. So what's happening is that you got to remember the GLP-1 med is suppressing your appetite, right? So when we're pushing something down and it's kind of spring loaded, what happens when you let go? Right? So when we come off of it, yes, the hunger comes back with a vengeance. And you'll hear a lot of people talk about this. But after a time, it does go back to normal, right? That sort of increased, kind of ravenously hungry, it's all you can think about craziness, right? That you hear people talk about when they come off of a GLP-1. It doesn't last forever. Your body is just springing back, right? Because it's been pushing against this ceiling for however long you've been on a GLP-1, and keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. And then you don't take the med, and then it's like, floodgates are open, right? So it takes time for things to kind of get back to normal. For some people, that's like 2 weeks. For other people, it can take 30 days or more. It just depends on the individual. So far, I haven't been able to pinpoint any kind of rhyme or reason to anything that would indicate, right? Like, it's not different for diabetics. It's not different for people doing weight loss. It's not different based off of the med, right? Everybody kind of has a similar experience. So, yeah. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stay on it forever. So, but as a side note, staying on the med forever is not the end of the world. There are a lot of people that take medications to treat chronic disease, like obesity, like diabetes, like Hashimoto's, PCOS, right? Like, there are a lot of people that take medications for life, right? So they can have a better quality of life. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I know right now, the biggest factor, the only reason why people have this conversation about, do I have to stay on this forever, is because of cost. And I truly look forward to a day where it's just affordable, or it's just covered by insurance, either, minimal copay or just something really doable for everyone. I look forward to that day, because then I feel like people can make a decision based off of how they feel on a medication, right? On a GLP-1, and how it helps them in life with things other than just weight loss, right? Like inflammation control, water weight, right? All of these different things. There's so many different things. There's brain things, kidney things, right? Like all the things. They can make a decision based off of how well it's working for them instead of how much it's costing them. And I hate that that's the situation that we're in, right? Because medications that people have to take for blood pressure for life, right? For being genetically prone to high blood pressure. If you're paying, $15 for a monthly prescription for blood pressure, you don't hear those people having this conversation. Because it's affordable, it's doable, their insurance covers it. They don't have to jump through all these hoops to get it, and then lose access, and then they got to find another way to get it, right? Like, they don't have to constantly get on their doctor to send in prior authorization after prior authorization, and it keeps getting rejected, right? They don't have to go through all that. And I so look forward to those days. They are in the future. They will be here. It's just a matter of time. Oh my goodness, we just had a whole bunch of people join. Hello. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. Make sure you hit that like button, right? That tells everybody else that we're having a good time here. If you have a question, make sure you put a QQQ or a question mark so I can grab your question. I like to make sure I get to everybody's questions. Okay. Ivy says, has anyone had to switch from Zepbound to Wegovy, and did it continue to help with weight loss? So yes, there are a lot of people. And if we have anybody in the house tonight that wants to chime in and give Ivy their experience, absolutely, please do. I find that there are many people who are in this situation that are switching from Zepbound specifically to the Wegovy pill. But before that, I did a lot of researching people doing Zepbound to Wegovy. I find that it really depends on the individual. So when it comes from going from Zepbound to Wegovy, and I have videos on this, so if you want to watch it in depth, please do. You can just do a search for FitFlavorFun Zepbound Wegovy, and it'll bring up the videos. I think I've got 2 or 3 where I detail everything you can expect. But one thing that you want to keep in mind is if you are kind of in the middle of your weight loss journey, then it may be challenging for multiple reasons to switch from Zepbound to Wegovy. First of all, Zepbound is stronger, right? So you're switching to the lesser medication. Now, if you're switching because of side effects or you're switching because of cost, that's perfectly understandable. It's important to remember that these 2 medications are not the same thing. Okay. They're in the same class, not the same thing. So you're going to have to start from Wegovy from the bottom, right? The starter dose. And you want to be patient with yourself when it comes to weight loss, because there is no equivalency chart for Zepbound Mounjaro Ozempic Wegovy. You'll see a lot of them online, and some doctors will use those, but there is no equivalency chart, right, that is medically proven. It's just what people approximate, moving from one to the other. They're not the same medication, and you don't know how Wegovy is going to affect you until you're on it. So I always, always, always recommend that people start at the lowest dose, whether you're switching from one med to the other med, switching from one med to a pill, it doesn't matter. Start at the lowest dose. Do yourself a favor. One of the number one things that lands people in the ER is switching GLP-1 meds and not starting at the lowest dose. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, it really just depends on you as an individual. I personally feel like it's important that you go into it with your eyes open. Making that switch, especially if you were successful on Zepbound, you may not see the same success on Wegovy. So I always tell people, if you don't have to switch, don't do it. Right? But it depends on the individual. It depends on the reason why you're switching, right? And if Ivy, if you want to tell me that, please feel free, because I'll chime in and give you some more info. Moldy Carrot. Hi. Can you say my name, please? Moldy Carrot? Moldy Care for Rot. I'm guessing it's Moldy Carrot. Let me know if that's right. That's a new one for me. Sun shells. Hello. Kristen from Idaho is in the house. Oh, yeah. Yes, she is. Okay. Sherry says, I have to say, I was on brand for over a year and felt wonderful. Went to compound for a month, and within a week or two, my inflammation came back. On brand, I think it's getting better. Yeah. There are a lot of people, right? It just depends. And a lot of times when you're switching from brand to compound, right, the dosing is not the same. So that's another important thing to remember. The dosing schedule is not the same because, right, FDA rules, all that jazz, it has to be off by at least 10%. So that could have been a factor in it as well. But yeah, but there are some people that talk about feeling a significant difference when it comes to compound versus brand. There are some people that swear up and down that they have horrible side effects when it comes to brand. They get on compound, they have zero side effects. I can't explain it. I would love to have some kind of research on it, but, we're probably not going to get that. Ayush says, why can't you put Zep back in the fridge if at room temperature once it's out for a while? You can. There's no rule that says you can't put it in the fridge. So here's the thing with the peptides. If you're talking about Zep and you're talking about specifically name brand, okay? Not talking about compound, talking about name brand. Then their concern is that it will lessen the quality if it is out at room temperature, right, for more than 28 days. So, I mean, that's kind of the concern there. Now, when it comes to compound, many of these companies have done all sorts of research about exactly what temperature the semaglutide and tirzepatide can withstand. As far as I know, don't quote me on this, I don't think that the name brand companies have done that extensive research. So yeah, but I mean, let's say you get your Zep home and you forgot to put it in the fridge and it's out for a day or 2 or 3 or whatever. And then you're like, oh my gosh. And then you put it in the fridge. I mean, you can do that. It's not going to hurt anything. I would use up that box in 30 days, right? I would not put that box into my rotation. If you're like me and you want to stock up, right? I would go ahead and put that in the forefront to be used up. But I mean, that's just being overly cautious. So yeah. But I mean, you don't have to put it in the fridge at all. There are people that get their box of Zepbound and they leave it out on the counter for, 28 days and they use it up in 28 days. And then they're not worried about changing doses or anything like that. There are people who do that. I am not those people. I don't recommend that you be one of those people, but there are people who do that. Hey, Marla. Is it Marla? Maria. I'm so sorry. It looked like an L from far away. I guess I should probably scoot up. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Maria sending lots of hearts. Thank you. I heart you, Maria. Okay. Joanne. Ooh, Allie. I just got a flyer from Bath & Body Works advertising their new banana scent line. Yes. Thought of you right away. Thank you. That's so sweet. Bananas. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go and I'm gonna test all the scents. I think I'm just gonna make a video and just go. Every time I go there, I spend lots of money. But I think I'm gonna have to. The banana scent is going to draw me in. And then I'm going to end up finding a whole bunch of other stuff. That's always the way it goes, man. They always get me. That's why when they had the big sale recently, I was like, I'm not going. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to look at it online. The little Facebook ads were popping up, and I was like, no, no, no. I did look at it a little bit, and I was giving it a thought, and then I was like, no, 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 no. Do not spend money on this. I think I'm going to have to go now that there's a banana. I just have to do it. So, Joanne, let me know if you want me to make a video. I'll bebop over there and give you my 2 cents about the cents. Listen, I'm here all night. Okay. Ivy says, also, how do you stockpile? Ivy, I have the perfect video for you. Do a search, FitFlavorFun stockpile. Okay. I go through all of the options, how to stockpile everything, whether it's name brand, compound. I tell you how to do it point by point and how to make sure that you're I go through all of it. It's too much for me to get into here. But I tell you like all the tips and tricks on how to do it, how to do the prescription. So yeah. Just in the YouTube search, FitFlavorFun stockpile, it'll bring it up. It's a good one. Okay. Yes, I'm loving it. It's from McDonald's. Well, that figures. I should have known. Hey, Super Skitty's in the house tonight. Hello there from Cleveland. Hey, Janet's here. Hey, Janet. She got her shot approved from Medicare. Woohoo! I love it. Jude says, Allie, how long did you try the 17.5 of tirzepatide? I think you said you saw no difference. Correct. I have been all the way up to 17 when it comes to tirzepatide. No, I did not lose any additional weight. Not at 15, not at 16, not at 17. No, I felt fine. How long did I try it? I want to say it was like a month and a half. It was longer than 30 days because I wanted to give it the full 30 days to see if it was going to make a difference. I didn't lose any additional weight. I felt great. Tirzepatide, we like this. I felt great. Did not lose any additional weight. So, and from the research that I've done, that's pretty common. I think, purely speculation on my part, I think that's one of the reasons why when looking at the higher dosing that they're going to come out with, it starts at 20. So it's like 20, 25 milligrams. I think that as you get higher up, you may need to have a bigger jump in dose in order for it to make a difference. Again, purely speculative on my part, but it just seems interesting to me that we would go from 15 to 20. There's got to be some science behind that they're just not telling us about yet. So anyway, but yes, yeah, I did the 17. I liked it. It was fine. Didn't lose any additional weight, which was my goal. So I said poo-poo and drop back down. JC says, how do I order the MJ Quick Pen instead of the auto injector? Yeah, so your doctor can put in the prescription, and specifically when they're doing it through, now to get the Quick Pen, I think the doctor has to select it, right? There'll be drop-down options for them when it comes to selecting the prescription when they're submitting it. And they have to select Quick Pen. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it just, specifically for Mounjaro, I don't even think we have a Quick Pen for Mounjaro yet in the US. Do we? I think it's just Zepbound. I think. But either way, your doctor has to put in the prescription specifically and indicate the Quick Pen. And I think you can get it through Lilly Direct. And I think when they do it online, there's like a drop-down menu and they select which option. So Hey, Freddie's here. Hey there. Hey, hey, hey. Sarah says the power goes out here. Where we live constantly during the summer months. Having a generator and small power stations have been a lifesaver. Yeah, absolutely. I see it. Okay. Allie, does your fridge vial holder thingy hold 1 milligram vials? I think I have one that holds the smaller vials, but I think they're all the 3 milliliter vials. I think that's like the standard, right? And then the 1 milliliter, I think. I could be wrong. I don't deal in milliliters. I'll have to take a look at them. I know I showed it in the video where I showed like all of the different options that I have. And you can always they have some really fantastic stuff over on Etsy. If you're looking for something for a specific size vial, there is a lot of fun stuff on Etsy. Just do vial container or peptide container, right? Oh my gosh, there's so much fantastic stuff. Yeah. But I think I showed them all the ones that I got like off of Amazon and stuff. They're in that video. Hey, hey, hey. It's Stormy. Stormy's in the house. Storms in motion. Storms in motion. Woo, woo. I love it. Hey there. Diane got my loaded teas, even ordered the Rocket Pop flavor. Haven't tried it yet. Oh my gosh. Diane, I need someone to tell me about Rocket Pop because I haven't tried it. I don't have it. I need to know. I need somebody to honestly tell me, is it really like the Rocket Pop, right? Because they have all these really great names, and I love all the names, but I don't know if that's really going to taste like a Rocket Pop, but I need to know. So please, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to report back and tell me, is Rocket Pop good? Does it taste like a Rocket Pop? Only Diane can save us. Okay. Hey, Mitsu's here. Hey there, Shot Day. Turs maintaining 74 pounds off. Started to add peps for longevity last few weeks. Glutathione, NAD+. Big fan of NAD+. GHKCU topical. Okay, Diana. With the GHKCU topical, are you using it on your scalp for hair? Or are you using it topical, like lotion, like face, neck? Let me know. Side note, while we wait for Diane to respond, if you are doing a topical GHKCU for your scalp, you want to make sure you're doing the Derma stamp, which is the little tiny needle stamp that you stamp down. Don't worry, I'm going to show it to you in the hair video that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, Diana, let me know. Okay. I'm on Mounjaro. I just got up to 10. I have 3 7.5 pens. I don't think the best use by date is that long. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, you'll just have to take a look at the dates and see when it is. Don't forget, I have a video that tells you how to put the pens into a vial so that you can then dispense it as needed. So, for example, if you wanted to take one of the 7.5 pens, put it in a vial, and then turn the other 7.5 right into 10s, you could do that. I have a video that shows you how to do it, like sterile vials. So definitely check that out. Todd. Todd is in the house. Todd, before I read your comment, I want you to know that I got my hands on the protein Doritos. And I immediately thought of you. So yeah, it's good stuff. But I finally got a hold of it and I was like, Todd, wherever you are, I found the Doritos. Okay. Glad I could make the live. Been out on Table Rock Lake Oh, that sounds fun. Where is that? Lakes always have fun names, right? Table Rock Lake. I guarantee you there is a rock formation somewhere around that lake that looks like a table. I'm just calling it right now. Right? They were out there, explorers, and they were like, okay, we've explored this new area on the map. We have this beautiful lake. What are we going to call it? And then, you got Bobby over here, and he's like, yeah, I think we should call the lake Big Lake. And he's like, yeah, I think we could do better than that. What about you, Jimmy? What do you think? And Jimmy's like, I think we should call it the Table Rock Lake, because look at that rock over there. It looks like a table. And the guy's like, all right, well, all right, Table Rock Lake it is, right? That's how it happened. That's how it happened. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay. Enjoying the shameless snacks and the Diet Pepsi. Nice. I love the shameless snacks. My wife is type 2 with Plan D, $600 out of pocket, then $11 a month for MJ. It says MJ in the next post. Man, that's $600 out of pocket. Then $11 a month. So are you saying it went down to $11 a month? Because that would be fantastic. Big things happening here. Officially 102 pounds down. Holy guacamole, Batman. Mom was approved for binge program and starts next week on Zepbound. That's great. Stormy, I love that. That's so awesome. Well, congratulations to you, first and foremost, and also to your mom. See, you're going to be an awesome support system for her. I love that. I love hearing about families who GLP-1 together, stay together, right? That's my new saying. We're going to put it on a shirt with like a family at like a dinner table, and all the food on their plate is going to be like little tiny foods. I can see it in my mind right now. It's going to be hot. I love it. All right. JC says, if Lilly and the FDA stops all compounding TERS, what is the other option besides name brand? I do not want to go to the gray market. That'll be it. That'll be it. It'll be name brand. It'll be gray market. And it will be overseas name brand and overseas gray market. That will be it. Right? If they got rid of compound. That's all she wrote. Let's hope that doesn't happen, because I'm pretty sure there would be riots in the streets. Could you imagine? Like, you finally, for the first time in your life, like, I can just tell you what I would do. I would be like, we're walking on the Capitol. Let's go. Like, I would be paying for everybody's plane ticket. I would be getting a GLP-1 FitFlavorFun bus. And we would all be piling in to go to the Cap. We would be marching. Like, there would be riots in the street if they got rid of compounding. Like, I just don't. I don't want to say anything else, but it would be very bad. And we don't want that to happen. Hey, Stormy says, how's everybody doing today? We're doing good. Patty says, Allie, you're so perky. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, you should have seen me before the live. I was on my phone and I was in a bidding war on these tie-dye clothes. And I was just like, no, I want the tie-dye set with the pink and green. I was like yelling at my phone. Kevin's looking at me like, what are we yelling about? What's happening? I thought we were relaxing. It was crazy. I like to get crazy. Thank you. Okay. Scrolling down, catching up to the comments. Midgie says, I'm sitting in New Mexico inside with shorts and wearing my cotton houseboat. What's a houseboat? And how do you wear a houseboat? Oh, I bet it's a house coat. Midgie, you got me on that one. I bet you it's a house coat. That's so cute. You're adorable, and I love you. How do you wear a houseboat? Sometimes I feel I feel like my ADD brain does me wrong, right? Midgie, you crack me up. You got me on that one. Okay. Barbara says, oh my God, loaded tea. I'm still on the first package, a fourth drink in it. Loving it. Yes. Yeah. You guys know I would not steer you wrong when it comes to the drinks. Like the loaded teas there's a reason why they're so popular. Okay. Lynn says, going into maintenance soon. Do you prefer titrating down to a lower dose or split dosing at the highest tolerated dose? So, Lynn, this is going to depend on what works best for you, right? So, if you are at a dose where you can up your calories to maintenance calories, you can afford your dose, okay, however it is that you get it, then and you can up your calories to maintenance level calories and stop losing weight, right? Hence maintenance. You don't need to go down in dose, right? There's no rule that says you have to. Now, if it's cost related and you want to try to, you absolutely can. It just depends. Now, as far as split dosing goes, if you're having side effects, or you're looking for a more consistent feeling across the week, right? Rather than suppression, okay, down, 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 hungry, 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 suppression, down, 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 right? So instead of that, it's just even. Then, sorry, my dog is coughing. Are you okay, buddy? He's all right. Right. So it depends on how you feel. And it also depends on the cost factor, right? There's no rule that says you have to titrate down, right? I was on 12.5 for I don't even know how long and not losing weight, right? I wasn't titrating down. Forget that. I felt great. I love 12.5. So, right, you got to look at kind of all of the factors. Is it a cost thing and that's why you want to go down? Are you staying on a dose and continuing to lose weight? That is usually the indicator, right, that you need to come down in dose. The only thing I will say is if you're going to titrate down, do it slowly, right? Do it slowly. So, yeah. Lynn says, I've lost 92 pounds on Zep5 in 12 months. Holy cow, that's awesome. Been in maintenance with the same dose for 14 months. Had a face, neck, and arm lift. Used Lily Direct. Got approved for Bridge. Nice. Fantastic. Lynn, you are doing great. And I bet you're feeling great too. I love that. Patty bringing up a very good point. Xylitol is highly toxic to dogs. No snacking for the dogs. Correct. It is. That is the number one reason that any type of chewing gum is not permitted in my house. Not in a purse, not in a bag, not in a... no. We are allowed to have chewing gum in our cars, and that's it for this exact reason. So, thank you, Patty. By the way, if you have dogs and you're looking for an awesome multivitamin, I know that there's not a lot of people that know this, but I am actually a canine nutritionist. That's what my other channel started out as. If you want to go watch those videos on my other channel, you absolutely can. And I link in all of my videos the link to the vitamin that I use for my dogs. So just as a side note, if you're looking for something, I need to do an updated video on that vitamin because I've used that company for years and I love it. Okay. Do you roast those mallows? Real Pro Van R. You can. You can. They don't last long enough in my house to get to that point, but you absolutely can. And they have other flavors that are a lot of fun for roasting. So if you want to do, right, like a roasty toasty type of thing, you absolutely can. I've got 2 left in there, so maybe what I'll do is eat one and then I'll roast the other one for the review video. Because I've got other flavors of those that I'm trying too. So good idea. Okay. Let me catch up in the comments. Na, 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 na. Okay. Coop says on compound Zepbound, my telehealth charges 180 for 1.5 milligram and 300 for all higher doses. Should I tell them I'm on 5 milligram or lie and stay on 1.5 since each vial lasts way more than 4 doses, even at 5 milligrams? So that is completely up to you. That's completely up to you, right? So there are a lot of people that do that, right? They'll get a higher dose vial so that it lasts longer. It just depends on what your telehealth company allows as far as telling them what dose you're on. And then also reordering, right? Do they have an option where you can pause your subscription, right? And then you have to be careful with this because some companies, right, they're catching on. And what they do is if you pause your subscription, so let's say you're doing a very low dose, but you're ordering a higher dose to make it last longer. What they'll do is if you pause for more than a few weeks or a certain time frame, they'll start you over at the lowest dose. Right. So you got to be really careful with this. You got to read all the fine print and learn the rules before you go about doing it. So, but there are a lot of people who do that. Okay. Deborah says, "Can someone help me because 1.5 diabetes is messing me up?" Well, Deborah, you got to tell us what's going on. You got to tell us what you're doing, what's going on so we can help. Ah, here we go. She commented more. Insurance won't approve GLP for this group, but GLP really work on us. Yes. Yeah. So, do you have any of the other factors, right? You can look at BMI, you can look at, going the sleep apnea route. Um if you don't want to have to, jump through all the hoops with insurance, I mean, you can go with Gobi meds, right? I've got them linked with the coupon code. It's incredibly affordable. Right? And then you don't have to fight. That's what I do because it's super affordable and I'm not going to fight with my insurance company. They want me to pay 500 and something dollars a month for GLP-1 and I'm a type 2 diabetic. So I don't even have to fight as much as you do. You have to fight even more. And I'm like, forget it. I'm not doing that. That's why I just use Gobi meds. I love my doctor at Gobi meds. He's fantastic. Okay. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. No, Nancy, you rock. Okay, super skinny. I'm a Mounjaro. It seems my insurance does not offer quick pens. Correct. I don't think that the Mounjaro quick pen is available in the US. I know they have it over the pond, but I'm not sure if this is because my company will pay or CVS Caremark. Boo. We hate CVS. Boo. I have videos on that if you're wondering why it's not offering quick pens. Have you heard any information? I don't think it's you, it's Mounjaro. I think Zepbound is the only one available in the quick pens right now. I think what they're going to do is they're going to do quick pens, right? Because with the bridge program, it's only quick pens. That's the only option. So I think they're going to stabilize the market and then bring in the quick pen option for Mounjaro. It's pure speculation on my part. Okay. Amelia said, the Fun Dip made my cheeks meet. I had to add more water. Yeah, I've had that happen before. Listen, whatever you do, don't order any of the cinnamon flavors that they have. I think there's 2 that are cinnamon related. Oh my gosh. Talk about, I was like, oh, it was rough. If you haven't watched the review video on the loaded teas, make sure you go check it out before you order. Okay. Genesis says, you remembered our convo on the live, switching things up. Yeah, absolutely. Genesis, not only did I remember, I got you. Not only did I remember, but then I remembered something happened. I don't remember what happened, but something happened and I didn't do a live the next week. I think I had to cover for my coworker or something. And I remembered thinking, "Oh no, Genesis has been switching it up from our conversation and now there's not going to be a live and I'm not going to get an update. I hope she doesn't think I forgot about her." So, see, I I mean, when I say that you guys are my GLP-1 buddies, I mean it. Like I think about you even when we're not live. So, okay, kind of loose skin, but it's not too crazy. Definitely wanting to tone, tighten up. Okay. Okay. Well, I would say stay tuned. Here's what I'm doing, right? I'm testing out the core glutide because I would really like to lose another 10 pounds. So, I would say keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up for yourself, keep trying to switch it up, right? Um and then I'm going to keep you posted on this because I don't know. I think this has potential. We shall see. So, but anyway, the update video on that will be coming out on Monday. So stay tuned. Okay. All right. JC says you are 100% correct. All right. We're done with JC's comment. We're leaving it right there. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Okay. You're 100% correct. I would say on Tris Forever if it was generic. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got what till 2030 until that happens. But my insurance is being charged $1,300 a month for one dose. This is truly a miracle drug, and I don't want to lose access. Yeah. Listen, I get it. I get it. I had insurance coverage until I didn't. And then, it was like, all right, now I got to start researching compound and figure something out. So I completely understand. I completely understand. Maria says, I'm a TERS lifer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. Here we go. Midgie says, I'm a lifer. I'm a lifer myself. Chameleon. 6933. Yes, that's how I'm going to say it. And no, you can't stop me. Reta news updates. So I don't have any updates on anything Reta related. As far as like stuff in the news or, any new research or anything like that. I don't have anything. I've mostly just been tracking the Reta trends right now that are happening in the support groups. There were some new Reta support groups that popped up, so I was pretty excited about that. I was like, "Oh, join, join, join." So, yeah. So, I got a couple of trends that are going right now, but I need some more data before I jump into it. So, chameleon. Stay tuned for more Reta info. But if you have Reta questions, let me know. Let me know. Ivy says insurance is making me switch. Ivy, isn't insurance the worst? I mean, let's just be real. Yeah. So, I would just say do the best you can and just be ready. Right? There may be some, like an adjustment time period going from Zepbound to Wegovy where you may not lose weight. You may gain a little bit of weight. Don't panic, right? Just keep working up through the doses. Hopefully, it's not going to be an issue of side effects for you. That is the number one complaint about semaglutide is the side effects. So yeah, so Ivy, keep me posted. Hey, Jillian's here. Sorry I'm late. Jillian, we were just talking about you. I was like, I don't know where Jillian is. I don't know. I didn't get a memo. By the way, I have loaded teas coming and I'm so excited. That's great. They're decaf. Oh, good. You got the caffeine free. I love the caffeine free. And I got a friend of mine hooked on the caffeine free, right? It's the same flavor. There's just no caffeine. So I love that. And she loves that there's no caffeine because then her kids can drink it too. So, right, it's helping everybody stay hydrated. They are decaf since I already have to have protein coffee twice per day. Listen, you got to get that coffee, right? Lucy says, hey, Lucy Lynn smiles. Well, hello there. Yes. Be forever. Wait, hold on. Be forever creative 12. Be forever creative 12. I think I got it. Anyone use Bridge yet? Yes. Yeah. I just had a whole bunch of friends posting saying, I got approved, or I'm still fighting to get approved. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ayush says, Lily says, if it's out, I think it's supposed to be out for a day or two, do not refrigerate. Yeah. They say that. They say a lot of things, right? If you leave it, think about it. If you leave it out for the full 28 days, right? What do you have to do? You have to use it up in 28 days, right? So, I mean, I get it. They have to CYA. I completely understand, but it's not like it's going to hurt it or damage it or, right? So, but if you left it out for a couple of days and then just left it out altogether, just use it up. Yeah. Ayush says, do you have a Discord? You should. I don't. I I don't know that I could I do have a Facebook group. So, and that's linked down in the description box below. I don't have a Discord. I feel like live I can be more present for you guys just because of how my schedule is. But I don't know, maybe I'll do a Discord. Who knows? FitFlavorFun taking over Discord. All right, Maria says, are you split dosing? I am, and I'm loving it. That's great. No, currently I am having to work through some of my stash, my stockpile, if you will. So I am using up some of the single. Where is my brain going? Auto injector pens. Somehow that came out as single. I don't know. So yes, I'm having to work through some of those. Technically, I could do split dosing because I'm using those up in conjunction with compound. I'm not going to get into all that. But so I could do split dosing, but I'm trying to keep things consistent right now because I'm testing the core glutide, right? I'm trying to do as much like nutrition consistent, not making like crazy diet changes, just chicken and broccoli for every meal, man, right? Like I'm not doing anything crazy like that because I want to keep the testing of core glutide like as seamless as possible so I can give you guys honest feedback. But after I work through the pens, right, and that back stock that I need to use up before it expires, then yeah, I'll probably go back to split dosing because I also love split dosing. Okay, Jillian says Hub's got free samples of Zep vials. I love that doctors' offices are doing free samples now. Like, I remember back in the day, which was a Tuesday. I remember back in the day, it was like, you got free samples. You can't get a free sample. Anyway, so got free sample vials, the doctor today. Wow. But script is for pen. It's pretty standard. I've only ever used the pen. Does he need to pinch the skin to inject this way? I'm needle phobic. So it will likely make him feel better to stabilize the skin, right? So what do I mean? Let me show you on back of the arm, right? So when you stabilize the skin, you're just holding it, okay? Now you can see, I can move this all around. I'm not pinching myself like There are some people, I see them doing injections like on TikTok, and I am just like wincing because they're pinching so hard. You don't have to pinch like that. You're just stabilizing the area. Honestly, when you become a pro, you don't even have to do that. If you're injecting into fat, like I don't have to hold anything. I can just inject right here, right? So if you feel more comfortable stabilizing the skin in that area, you absolutely can. Do you need to pinch? No. Should you be putting any kind of real pressure? Also no. You're just stabilizing the area. And side note, the needle, right? Like if you're doing an injection rather than the auto injector pen, most of the time I don't even feel it. I actually have more pain and discomfort with the auto injector pen than I do with a needle. And listen, you can go back and watch my very first videos when I very first started. And I am like really nervous and sweating and like sweat on my lip, right? Scared about doing the injections. You can see it. You can go watch the videos. Now, injections multiple times a week, different spots, different, right? Like there is zero fear. It's all about building up your confidence and taking your time. So whether you're doing the injection for him or he's doing it himself, take your time, right? Just breathe. If you can sit down and do it, right, that can be really comfortable. Wherever he's got kind of the most fluff is a great area to start. I know for me, I started with the thigh with the auto injector pen because that has fewer side effects. But if doing in the abdomen is more comfortable, go for it. But don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's totally gonna be okay. I promise you. That's coming from somebody who used to pass out in the lab. There was a note in my chart that anytime I got blood work, strap her to the chair because this one passes out. That used to be me. Now I'm like, let's go. We got this. Yeah. How's it going, lab tech? Phlebotomist. I love you, friend. Right? And they're like, oh my gosh, you're so happy to be here. This is so great. You're not scared. You don't hate me. Right? Like, talk about a job where everybody's like scared of you and hates you. Be a phlebotomist. Anyway, so they took that note out of my chart because I don't pass out anymore. Right? It's all about how you approach it. So if you need tips, if you are new to doing injections, if you need tips, please go watch those videos. In the weekly updates, in my weekly updates playlist, you can go all the way to the beginning when I first started, and I give you all sorts of tips to make it through those first few injections, and they're really good. They work. It really works. Stormy says, Allie has a fragrance addiction. Please don't enable her. Yes. Yes, I do. And Stormy, I read that correctly for you because I see where you corrected there. But I think we should change it to what you wrote here. It should be a fragrance addition. It's a fragrance addition. By the way, only my friends enable me, okay? So I'm just saying. If you want to enable me, you can. Okay. JC says, what is your opinion on stacking TERS and Reta? I see a lot of people doing this to compound the effects. Yeah, so I think that there are situations where this can be beneficial for people. I think that the majority of people who are doing it don't know what they're doing. Just being honest. I think they're out there just willy-nilly asking a support group, a peptide group, hey, can I do this? And how much of this and how much of that? Or they see somebody else doing it and then they do it. So in that instance, right, I don't think that's a good idea. But for people who have specific reasons, for example, there is a gentleman that I follow in one of the peptide groups. He is a retired veteran who is disabled, and he is utilizing tirzepatide and retatrutide because of his physical disability. He's not able to do a lot of weightlifting, exercise type things. Um, and so he's utilizing both, and I'm following his journey because it's incredibly interesting. And he's awesome. He provides all sorts of details. I love people who do that. So yeah, so there are specific instances where I think that, right, depending on the circumstances, it could be good. Should everyone be doing it? Absolutely not. There's a lot of people that are just like, oh, I want to do this. This is cool, right? There's a lot of people that stack the Reta with Cagri, right? A lot of people are doing the tirzepatide specifically for the appetite suppression. And I get the thought process there, but also I think that many of those people would experience appetite suppression if they went up in higher doses of Reta. But what I'm seeing is a lot of dose shaming in the Reta community, and I'm going to make a video and talk about that and what's happening and the effect that it's having. So, yeah. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. A lot of people would say that, there's a lot of overlap between these two. It's redundant. Why would you do that? Nah, I can see some instances where, I see the appeal on why people would want to try it. So, yeah, but I'll keep you posted on those Reta trends. Okay, Lucy says, the battle is real. I'm in my 7th month, down 44 pounds, but I get stuck in a 5-pound range for weeks and then usually go down some. I've gotten under 197 pounds in weeks, but I don't give up. Yeah. And this is incredibly common, right? We have to remember that a weight loss journey is not linear. We all want to lose weight. Like diet culture says we should lose weight. Like, here's our start weight, and then we go straight down to our goal weight. Woohoo! Right? That's what we want to happen. Then real life sets in, and it's like start weight, meat, moo, 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 meat. By the way, in case you didn't know, real life makes that sound. Okay. So yeah, it's like ups and downs, and it's not a straight shot. And I think that it's important to remember that. So, Lucy, you are in the battle and you're winning. So, but the important part is that you don't give up. You got this. You can do it. Okay. Coop says, Allie, I know you don't have a goal weight. Do you have a goal body fat percentage? Goal pants size? Yes, I'm already there. Size 12. Goal feeling? Yes. I feel really good. I feel great right now. Any other goal non-scale victory? Yeah, so I wanted to get down to a size 10. And if I'm being perfectly honest, if I had loose skin removed, I could probably fit a size 10 now. Meh. But when I was 10 pounds lighter than I am right now, I just felt amazing. Like in my body. I don't know how to describe that, but it's a feeling. And I'm on a dose, right? 12.5. Feel great at this dose. Like oh no, I'm not on 12.5. I'm on 15. Sorry. My bad. I forgot that I went up to 15 to do the core glutide. My bad. So anyway, I feel great. I feel fantastic. So yeah. So if I was going by non-scale victories, body fat percentage, I don't really measure that. I would have loved to have been able to do a DEXA scan, and I still will at some point. Um so I don't really go by body fat percentage. It's not something that I've ever tracked. I feel like I had so many things I was tracking, right? Tracking food, tracking calories, tracking macros, tracking water, tracking, trackety track, right? Like it was so much. I didn't want to throw in something else. I just wanted to heal my relationship both with food and with the scale. So I never got into body fat percentage. But yeah, but the pant size, I'm already there. Size 12. I can walk in anywhere and find clothing. I can wear like a size medium in a shirt. So again, I can go almost anywhere and find clothing. Thrift shopping is freaking phenomenal now, and I love it. And I do way too much of it. I had somebody comment on one of my videos and they're like, "Hey, did you redo your wardrobe?" And I'm like, "Please don't tell me you want to see my wardrobe, because it is crazy." But I might get around to making them a video. I have their comments saved. So yeah, I mostly go by how I feel. Um so I'd like to get down 10 more pounds. And then I think would be good. Okay. Ayush says, in quotations, wondering if you're pulling this from somewhere. Okay, important to note that if you've taken Zep out of the fridge, it shouldn't be put back in. This is because temperature fluctuations can also cause tirzepatide to break down and become less effective. Right. Yeah. That's the thought. But like I said, the telehealth companies, they have researched this. The compound pharmacies, in conjunction with telehealth companies, they have researched this. And you can go and read the research that they did, right? Where it shows the temperatures, can it get up to a certain temperature and then still be effective? At what point that temperature cuts off, right? So, yeah, I would encourage you to go check that out. But I mean, yes, this is what Lily says to do. You are correct. You are 100% correct. Stormy says, please like and subscribe. Allie, thanks. Thanks you and your dog is here. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we got a ton of people here tonight. I'm so glad that everybody came to hang out. We're getting close to pumpkin time. So if you have questions, make sure that you drop in the comments QQQ, some question marks, and I will grab your questions. Thank you, Stormy. Gahekos says, will you be trying Reta once it's approved? That is a very good question. That's really going to depend on how much it costs. If I'm being honest, it's just going to depend on how much it costs. I don't think that I will be one of the people that will qualify for it when it comes out. So it's just going to depend on cost, because I bet you it's going to be an arm and a leg. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't believe QuickPen is available for Mounjaro. Yeah, not in the US. Jude said, Coop writes how I think. Me too. Okay. Stormy says, do you have a burning question? Well, drop his QQQ and get asking. Pumpkin time comes fast around here. Absolutely it does. It's because we have so much fun. That's why. Okay, let me grab the questions here. Okay, how long did it take to get the bridge approval from doctor getting the shots? Yeah, so we'll have to have people weigh in and talk about the bridge approval. Okay, Diane is going to try Rocket Pop and report back. Diane has accepted the mission. Thank you, Diane. Okay. Ayush says pens don't have preservatives. It should not be multi-used. Yes, that is what they say. However, wouldn't you say that if you were a company and you didn't want people to use the stuff? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying one way or the other. But yeah, think about it. They last for so long in a sterile vial. How could it not have preservatives? Just think about that. Remember, they don't have to list every single ingredient, right? It can be a what is it? A proprietary blend or something. Just playing devil's advocate, right? Do whatever you're comfortable with, right? Talk to your doctor. But yeah. Okay. Before I guys okay. July 6th. Oh yeah. Okay, so people are answering the question. My mom got bridge approved in one day. However, CVS had issues. Of course they did. Me. Sorry, I don't like CVS. Which is normal. Stormy knows what's up. Was really up. Okay. Okay, good. Everybody's chiming in. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to jump to the next question. Thank you guys for chiming in so we can get an answer to that. Okay. JC says, is a derma stamp or a derma roller better with GHKCU? Yes, derma stamp. Do you also add minoxidil or just that combo? Okay, so it depends on your goals, and it depends on specifically what you're using the GHKCU for. So the latest research says derma stamp is better than derma roller. Derma roller is better than nothing. Okay, but derma stamp is best. And then if you're trying to regrow hair and you want to use topical minoxidil, do derma stamp, right? Or derma roller if you've already got a derma roller. I know a lot of people do. Do you have to use minoxidil? No. But if you're going to use topical minoxidil or oral, you need to be committed. Okay? Please keep in mind, for those of you who have pets of any kind, minoxidil is toxic to pets. So you have to be very, very careful if you're going to be using it topically. Your pets can't lick your hand, they can't lick your head or your hair or your whatever, right? So I always like to mention that. Also, if you're going to use minoxidil, you've got to be committed, right? Because that's once a day, every day. I mean, not forever and ever, but I mean, if you want to maintain the results, then yeah. Okay. Hey, Marky Mark's here. Mark says, best pep to stack with Reta. So it depends on specifically what you're trying to do. So, for example, if you're on Reta and you're not having any appetite suppression, right, you could look at Cagri. Or there are some people that use tirzepatide, right, if you want to go that route. If you are having challenges when it comes to energy, you may want to consider NAD+. I'm a huge fan of NAD+. It's phenomenal, right? So, yeah, so it just depends. Mark, you'll have to let me know what is your goal. Far too often, I see people that are like, hey, let's do stack of like 20 things, right? I don't do that. I don't recommend that. You should have a goal in mind, and then you should have a plan to meet that goal. For example, I was using Samoralin to help me with my sleep. I was doing great. Utilized it, right, for the cycle. Once the cycle ended, right, I stopped using it. I don't feel like I need it again. So now I'm not taking it, right? Like, we're not just blindly taking things all willy-nilly. Like, I see so many people that do that, especially with Reta. It's like, hey, we're going to do ipamorelin and tesamorelin and all the morelins and MOTS-C and blah, 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 blah. BPC 157, right? Like you're pinning 20 things in a stack. And I'm just like, I mean, you're putting all that, you're spending all that money. You might as well get on name brand at that point, right? So depends on what your goal is. Have a goal. It's just like anything else. If you're supplementing, right, or taking a medication, you should have a goal in mind and then work towards that goal and adjust accordingly. So, great question, Marky Mark. Okay. Da, 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 da. Final girl. Is that like the final countdown? The final countdown. That was the first thing I thought when I saw that. I was like, final. Anyway, I'm so glad you're catching the live at the gym. That's awesome. Okay. How much stock do these telehealths have in GLP-1s? How much stock? You mean like the actual medication on hand? Is that what you mean by stock? I was immediately thinking like stock market. So, I mean, there's no way for us to know, right? I'm sure many of them keep a certain amount on hand and then rotate through that stock because, right, if something happens, they'll be allowed to rotate through that stock, right, to get it sent out to patients. So yeah, so I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say at least 3 months worth for times X number of patients, right? So however much that is, it's a lot. It's a lot. Hey, Pam's here. You're glowing with happiness tonight. Thank you. I was super excited to get on the live. Hope everyone is doing great. Pam, I hope you're doing great. Jude said, we'll storm the Capitol alley. Yes, we will. We will rent a bus and put graphics on it and storm the castle if they get rid of Compound. Peachy Panda. I'm so excited. My husband finally ready to try. Great. Little complicated since he's type 1, but he really needs it. That's awesome. You'll have to keep us posted. I love that. More and more people that are type 1 are getting on a GLP-1. You guys are so funny. I love that. We ride at dawn. You know, if I got a bus, it would be like FitFlavorFun with like the Good Luck Dragon from Neverending Story on the side, right? And then it would be like a bunch of people riding on the Luck Dragon, right? Right. And then it would be like GLP-1s for everybody. That's what we would do. This is why. Yeah. Too funny. Storm the Capitol with Stormy. It's a t-shirt. I love it. I would rock that shirt. Hey, Table Rock near Bronson, just $11 a month for the rest of the year. Hey, that's fantastic. But is that how they came up with the name? Marky Mark is telling us I'm on gray market. TERS is $210 a case for 20 mgs. Okay, so let's do some math, Marky Mark, because math is not my strong suit. But that's okay, because I got a calculator. Okay, so case is 10. So that's 21. Yeah, but it's only 20 milligrams. So that's $21 a bottle for 20 milligrams. You must be on a really low dose. Marky Mark. And then 20 milligrams. So that's like a $1.05 per milligram. That's not bad. That's not bad. That 20 milligrams will last me all of 5 seconds, though. So you must be on a low dose. And I love that for you. I love that for you. Stormy in the house. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. It was house coat. No, Midgie. Now, forever and ever, it has to be houseboat. You're wearing a houseboat. Because I like that, and that's so much more fun. I had a vision of you in my mind, and you're like sitting down on a couch, you're comfy, you've got your drink in your hand, right? And you're wearing like a robe with little boats on it. Houseboat. Anyway, if you're ever wondering what's going on in Allie's mind, it's things like that. I'm imagining you on a couch wearing a houseboat. Okay. Look, Stormy says, houseboat for sale. Aren't you in real estate? That's too funny. Okay. Hey, Lisa's here. Hello, Lisa. Oh my gosh. We're past pumpkin time already. Okay. All right, let me grab the last of the questions here. Okay. JC says, what is your opinion on receptor burnout if you keep going up in doses? I don't think receptor burnout is a thing. Do you recommend just stopping for a couple of weeks? No. Down regulating the receptors and then starting the same dose? No, I don't. So, because there's only a 50-50 chance if it's going to make any difference at all, and we don't have any research that shows like who can do that and see results, I don't recommend it. Because what happens to 50% of people is they come off, they're miserable, the inflammation comes back, the water weight comes back. Sometimes they gain like actual weight, right? Like fat weight, because right now we're not regulating any of the things we were regulating before. We've got this increased hunger, we've got this, right, like all of these different factors. And then they get back on a GLP-1, they lose the water weight and the inflammation, and then they're having to start from scratch, or they're not losing weight at all, which is always upsetting to people. So I don't think receptor burnout is a thing. If receptor burnout was a thing, then the OGs, the OOGs that started out on when Mounjaro first hit the market and they're still on it, they would not be able to maintain their weight loss, right? If receptor burnout was a real thing. Now, do I think that the receptors try to, but I described it in a video, like receptors have these little fingers, right? And then they try to like pull some of those in, right? So now we've only got 2 receptors that are visible, right? They try to reduce. I do think that the body will try to acclimate like that, which is why we go up in dose, but I don't think receptor burnout is a thing. If that was the case, then people would, reach a certain point and like all the good stuff would be gone. Right? Or they'd reach a certain point and they'd start gaining weight again, like in large amounts. So yeah, great question though. Allie is now Dr. Seuss. Oh yeah. All day, every day in my real life. Just so you know. Okay. Slay with Jay. I love that. Been plateaued for months on 10 milligrams. Would switching to every 5 days jumpstart my weight loss? It does for some people. How long should one continue if it works? Yeah. I mean, you can continue forever. If you can afford the meds, because remember, it's gonna catch up with you, right? Over that 30-day time span, instead of every 7 days, you're doing every 5 days. Eventually it's gonna catch up with you. So you want to look at the cost, and then also see how you feel. But yeah, there's a lot of people that do that. They do it every 5 days. And they find that it helps with weight loss. So for me personally, it didn't make any difference, but that's just me personally. So there are many people in the support groups that do that and they have success. So certainly worth talking to your doctor about. Stormy says, are Max Mellows in stores or just online? I want some. Stormy, I found them at Walmart. Of course, I have them linked in Amazon, which is cheaper. But if you just wanted to like run out and try it, they do have them in the marshmallow section at Wally World. So you can check it out. The world of Wally. Stormy says, so then we don't talk about CVS here. I think that there are so many challenges with CVS, and I have said many, many times, like, I do not like all the games they play with their patients. I don't have anything against the employees. I think they're doing their job and they're doing the best they can, right? It's the corporation, like the company itself, especially during the whole shortage thing. Woo! Don't even get me started. Okay. Hey, Jazzy's here. Hey, Jazzy, we're leaving. Bye-bye. Okay. Deborah says, thank you. Let me explain. 6 months on Mounjaro works for my diabetes. Lost 35 pounds. Nice. Stomach better, but new doctor endocrinologist said you have type 1.5 according to antibody. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there are a lot more people that are getting diagnosed with 1.5 when it comes to the diabetes. Okay. Jenny, she's foxy and she ordered Rocket Pop. Okay, you guys got to let me know about that. Click Chick. I missed most of the lives, but I want to drop by and say thank you for the information about split dosing is very helpful. You're very welcome. Thanks for sharing and being so helpful. Absolutely. Well, you guys can thank my mystery subscriber. I'm not going to mention them by name just in case. And they sent me an email and they had lots of questions about split dosing. So that's what prompted me to say, you know what? It's time to do a split dosing video because I know people always have questions about split dosing. So you are very welcome. And thank you for stopping by. I love that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, here's a question. Okay. Venus says, Allie, my doctor wants me to lose 10 pounds. I'm in maintenance, went from 214 to 130. I explained to her that I have a lot of loose skin. She told me that shouldn't matter. Venus, I don't like your doctor. What a terrible thing to say to somebody. That shouldn't matter. Imagine losing as much weight as you have and doing as much work as you've done, and we're quibbling over 10 pounds. Like, seriously? I'm hoping that your doctor didn't like make a big deal out of this. I feel like in some cases, right? Not everybody, but in some cases, these doctors are like, they're doing too much, right? Like, look how far you've come and everything that you've done. And yeah, it could be loose skin. Maybe you feel better at this weight than you would 10 pounds lighter. It's 10 pounds. Anyway, I think that you should take a look at how you feel, right? Do you have energy? Are you having side effects? How do you feel in your clothes? How do you feel when you're getting in movement? Do you feel like 10 pounds would make you feel better? That is what I want you to focus on. Okay. Like I was talking earlier about I want to lose 10 pounds, but that's because I had lost 10 pounds and then I felt better. And so I'd like to get back to that place and be like, hey, all right. Yeah, we're feeling good. Right. But I look the same. Make no difference. Right. Because of my loose skin. Like, it's not like I was looking better 10 pounds lighter. I felt better 10 pounds lighter. So my challenge to you is I want you to really think about how you feel. If you want to lose 10 pounds, then absolutely go for it. If you don't and you feel great where you are, tell your doctor to pack sand. That's as nice as I can put that. So, okay. All right, let me jump down and grab some more questions here. We are 15 minutes over pumpkin time. We are out of control, people. Patty is also out of control. Currently, I'm at 10 Tirzepatide for the bridge program. Should my doctor put me in 10 or have to start over? No, you just start at whatever dose you're on, right? They provide proof of whatever dose you're on. You don't have to start over if you're doing the bridge program. Okay. I'm going to scroll down, make sure I didn't miss any questions. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Oh, here's a question. Okay. Would you be willing to talk about what calorie cycling is and how you do it? I asked my dietitian and she had no idea. It's time for a new dietitian. Not sure where to look for info I can trust, but I trust you. Oh, you're so sweet, Angie. Angie, like the Rolling Stones, yeah. Okay, sorry. Serious. Okay. Angie, there's a couple of different ways to do calorie cycling. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video for you because the fact that your dietitian doesn't know is alarming and also unacceptable. So, calorie cycling for Angie video. Okay. I'm going to give you a crash course. Are you ready? Are you taking notes? Okay, so calorie cycling is you can do, for example, calorie cycling over a week. So a 7-day period. So what's that going to look like? That's going to look like you're in a calorie deficit. Let's say at the beginning, right after shot day, when your suppression is highest, right? So you're in a calorie deficit, calorie deficit, calorie deficit all throughout then, right? And then as the week goes on and your appetite increases, then your calories increase. But overall for the week, you're still in a calorie deficit, right? So there's a little bit of math involved. And like I said, I'm going to make a video for you. So I'll go through like all of the nuances of this. I'm just kind of giving you the crash course right now. The other thing with calorie cycling is you can do it over a week. You can do it over 2 weeks, a month, right? So some people will do a big calorie deficit for a couple of weeks, and then they'll cycle up to maintenance level calories, right? You've probably heard me talk about doing that, and then drop back down in a deficit, right? The idea is that your body can't adapt to what it is that you're doing because you're not doing the same thing over and over again, and it can help with weight loss, right? That's an option. So it really just depends on which route you want to go. And like I said, I wrote it down. I'm going to make a video for you this weekend. And I'll put it out next week. And I'll go through and kind of do a breakdown of all of the different options for calorie cycling. So you can decide which one is a good fit for you, or you can talk to your doctor about it. Some people do it in conjunction with fasting, right? There's a lot of different options. And you just kind of have to figure out what's the best option for you. So, Angie, that's the crash course, but stay tuned because I've got it on my to-do list. I'll make the video for you this weekend, okay? Okay, great. Okay. All right. I got to go through, make sure. The pumpkins are coming. No regret. Just great info from the Dragon Rider, aka Allie. Yes. I got to tell you, I had a lot of fun with that latest thumbnail video that I did on your GLP-1 quest. I was like, put me on a dragon, GPT. Put me and Kevin on a dragon. I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay, just making sure. You guys are so awesome. You support each other in the comments. I love you guys. I wish I could go through all of these comments, but I got to make sure that. Oh, here we go. Pam says, does your partner also take a GLP-1? No, she does not. No. She has considered it, but she doesn't want to. She is blessed to have a really good metabolism, so there's that. But she is interested in the core glutide. So, right? I'm keeping her posted. I'm also keeping some family members posted too, because they asked me about it. So that's right. Stormy's right. I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV or the YouTube. Yes. Okay. All right. Scrolling down. Midgie said, boop, boop. Pumpkin time is here. That's right. Official announcement. Just say no. Okay. It is pumpkin time. Everybody's talking about their peps and where they get them tested. Okay. I'm just going through. Da, 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 da. Welcome to Alley After Dark. That's a different show. We've had that conversation before. That's the OnlyFans. You don't pay enough for that. The Alley After Dark. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't have an OnlyFans. Okay. I was on a live one time where some guy asked me if I was single. That was sweet. Okay. Oh, Jude said I'll watch a calorie cycling video. Yeah, great. Okay, good. I'm sure it'll help people. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I'm just making sure. Jude says, how are your dogs? They're doing fantastic. They're doing fantastical. Everybody's good. No complaints. They're all asleep now, so it's nice and quiet, which is good. I was recording, I think I was recording a short earlier, or maybe it was another video, or it may have been a video from my other channel, and I was getting a delivery and they all started barking, and I had already re-recorded that part of the video like 5 times, and I was like, forget it. I'm getting a delivery. The dogs are barking. I'm not re-recording this. Be kind, rewind. I signed off. So you guys will see that if you're on my other channel. Yeah. I mean, listen, our healthcare providers cannot be expected to know everything about everything. But calorie cycling has been around for a long time. Like, it should have been something that was covered. Like, it was covered in my nutrition class in college. Mind you, I wasn't studying. I was just, I wasn't studying to be a dietitian. It was covered, and that's nutrition 101. So I feel like that's something your dietitian should know. I'm not straight up giving them crap, but I'm kind of, just a little bit. Okay. Yay, keep winning. Okay. Oh, okay. Last question of the night. Lynn bringing us in. Okay. Did you have arm surgery? They look so toned. Lynn, stop it. You stop it. I love you. No, I have not had surgery. I do work out, and I do keep them covered. So maybe that helps, but no, they're not. I mean, I've got a little bit of definition there. If I flex it, yeah. Welcome to the gun show. We're signing off. But no, I have not had surgery. I do have loose skin here, right? It's all right here. But most of my loose skin is thighs and stomach. But Lynn, you are so sweet. I just love you. Okay. Looking forward to calorie cycling. Okay, great. Listen, we'll all just do calorie cycling together. Hey, Rachella. That's such a cool name. Okay, I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm leaving. But it's been wonderful. And I've loved hanging out with you guys tonight at the gun show. Um, thank you. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. You guys are a blast. I love you. Remember, keep showing up for yourself every single day, right? We're all in this together. And as always, be kind, rewind. Gun show, I told you it was Alley After Dark. Listen, we're gonna do the After Dark. We're gonna do not that kind of After Dark. We're gonna do the sleepover. Remember? We're gonna do that. Okay. Bye, guys. I'll see you next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat place.